tight waist, and he's there. See, now, see, he's beat him with the hips. Okay, he's steering with his head. He's pulling with this. He's going to push with that. And when he sags or drops low, turns right in. That allows his shoulder to follow through, and you cover him for the ground technique. So it's a throw and a transition. When you're coming in, okay, he's wedging with the head. That's a steer. We talked about that, right? Now watch, Derek is getting a good, what I call tight waist. Okay, this is my nomenclature, stole from wrestling years ago. He's controlling the belt and the hip. If he can't get the belt, then he's certainly got the Kurtka, okay? He's got that. And he's going to steer with this. I believe in steering with those hands. Now with his other hand, when he comes over the top, instead of body locking, like on a square grip or S grip or any of that stuff, he's going to be pushing with this hand, pulling with this hand. And what he's doing, he's squeezing things together. He's squeezing the lad's body together here as he's turning and he sags and takes the move, okay? So and he takes it down, bam. So I found through the years, you're going to get a higher score. Instead of a 2-pointer, it's going to go to a 4-pointer. Okay, so we're looking for those points, aren't we? You know,
rather than a counter, this is purely offensive.
This is purely offensive here, you know, so if you hit there and you roll that in, get your tight waist, bam, you sag and then go. And it's just a real simple attack, but it really has a high rate of success, and that's why I like to show it this way. So tight waist and catch and squeeze in, just like he showed you, exactly the same thing, and then get back and sag. And one thing these guys pointed out very well, round it with your hips. If you try to stand there and try to muscle them, it's not going to work. Once you get tight head, you're wedging with your head, get low and round, you know, like in judo, a taisabaki movement, a body circling movement around the side, and that way you're in a better position. You got to beat his hips with your hips.
Think it like a T. So if you started out like this, and these are his hips, you've got to be right there. Okay.
Yeah. Can you show the back end of that? Just watch what he does, so you guys get the view of the back end. See the tight waist, and he's there. See now. See, he's beat him with the hips. Okay, he's steering with his head. He's pulling with this. He's going to push with that. And when he sags or drops low, turns right in. That allows his shoulder to follow through, and you cover him for the ground technique. So it's a throw and a transition. So it's just a personal variation of mine, and it does have a high rate of success. So I recommend you guys try that too. Okay.
Okay, and come through, and I have this and I have this. When he sits or steps around like this, part of it is he's wanting to clear the head and catch that, okay? So as soon as this hand shows itself, because again, remember, I was trying to grab that, and he's trying not to give me that. So if he turns in, okay, and his head clears off this side, we're going to come through and be over under, or I'm going to catch under that way, okay? And then from there, I'm going to step around on this side, okay? Lift. If you're not feeling up to a lift, it's just an easy timing. Okay? Knee block. Yep. So I'm coming through there. Okay? Catch. He turns his head through. Knee block. Down. Okay? So the idea there is, as a good wrestler, he knows when he's beaten on the underhook, and he's going to try and catch that back and beat the head position by turning in, right? And he wants the same thing. He wants the over-under, right? And if I let him get to this position, he can do the exact same thing to me because we're 50-50. So I have the grip first, though, so I have a little bit of an advantage, okay? So as soon as we're through here and he starts turning, and you shrink your head over to the side on this part of his shoulder, and you step all the way around so that you're 90 degrees, okay? 2 hands on the belt, elbows in nice and tight, okay? And if you're going to lift, it's just straighten up and hip in. That should be easy. That should be all in legs, okay? If you don't want the lift, okay, sit down and then turn in. And keep a hold for the pin, okay?
Hey, Derek, pointing out what a lot of people make a mistake, and Derek showed this, I wanted to reinforce if you could. get your hips around so you don't reach with your leg.
Right.
A lot of guys will lunge with a leg, think it's a trick move, it's not.
So as I come through here, and again he turns in, okay, head on the shoulder, I come around and I grab. I'm not doing this, okay? He's gonna turn, dig that underhook, and Uchimata me in the next week. Okay, I wanna step around him, 90-degree turn, all right? There is no half-assing this.
Yeah, you have to lead with your hips.
Yeah, if you don't lead with your hips, he's going to either counter suplex me, uranagi me, Uchimata me, back trip, like the whole thing is there for him, okay? And I'm literally just giving him my hips. So as soon as I come through on this, notice how my knee is blocking the back and my hips are now 90 degrees that way. So wherever his hips are pointed, I'm 90 degrees, okay? My head is still here on the shoulder. Don't come off on this side, okay? Now I've controlled all of this side of his body and a quarter of this side of his body, okay? And then it's just a sag, and turn, and then hold on to the belt. Okay? Good?
One thing, guys, that both Vlad and Derek were doing, you notice how they always finished on the ground. And an old saying I learned years ago in Sambo, you want it to be a total package. You know, you want your throw to get the maximum points for the throw or takedown, and then end up on the ground with some kind of control, exert control, so it's a total package. That's exactly what these guys are doing. Make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
Okay. You gotta steer with your head, okay? So once I'm in here like this and I've broken this arm down, okay, I don't want my head over here or out here like that because he's still got 2 points to attack me, right? Four corners, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Always try and control as many of those corners as you can, and it makes the throws easier. I've got 2 here, and this third one only if I get my head jammed in there. He's already trying to duck or dig through and come out the other side, or dig through and beat me on the underhook on that side. So if he's a good grappler, this is not going to keep him still for very long. So I need to control this shoulder. So as soon as I come through and I hit this, the head is right there on his shoulder, okay? If it's not, it's right there on his shoulder, and I'm hugging him in, okay? Hands on the belt, his hips are in mine, my elbows are down, my chin's on there, or preferably my head is right there on his shoulder / pec, okay? And that way when he starts turning to throw me in an Uchimata, he's pretty much stuck right there, okay? All right, so use your head. Use the head, okay? It's right there. You want to block off 3 of those 4 corners. It makes everything else easy, and it'll often give you that second pass. If I come through here like this, I'm trying to lift, and he's either hooked or he's cutting, okay? Not happening down, okay? And the head was what helped me get the back exposure, okay? Otherwise, Vlad would have turned out of that. Good?
Tightwaist, bam, sag and then go. And it's just a real simple attack, but it really has a high rate of success, and that's why I like to show it this way.